Hey everyone, this is Dan Annis. Just going to go through my week 2 project 2. So what are your thoughts on content providers and what advantages, disadvantages do you see in providing data and the content provider? I'm just going to kind of blow through both of those because my thoughts and advantages and disadvantages are kind of the same thing. So content providers, I think, are very handy. If you're into the data sharing. Obviously this is an advantage of using a content provider is it gives you like a one-way standard way to pull data, to get data out of an app or to share an app. And basically I think if you're somebody that's using your data or needs to access your data, this is just an easy way to get it. The other advantage of this may be that it gives you another way to hide your data or keep it safe, keep it behind something else. And also, when you change something in your database or whatever, you're still using the same standard way to extract data. So when you make a change, you don't have to go in and change each single line of code in certain areas to pull the data in. So I think those are definitely advantages. Obviously, the apps that we were building, I don't know if I necessarily see the reason why we would be using content providers. Obviously, we're doing it to learn it, but I think we're able to accomplish most of what we're doing without it. So I'm still trying to figure out the practicality of when I would want to share my data. One of the disadvantages, I think, of the content providers is I don't know how customizable it is, since you are, if you have some sort of complex database where you're accessing certain things or you need to do certain special queries. I don't know if the content provider can actually support that, since from what I've read and what I've looked at is it's pretty standard how the content provider works. So obviously we haven't gone much into the advanced content provider, if there is. So I don't know, that's just kind of where I see a disadvantage. It may not have the customizable layer that maybe some person might need. What would you do differently if you could? I don't know. I think I would just learn more if I could. Obviously this is a big weekend. This was a lot to learn. I've done this before, so there's just a lot of stuff that you can go through. One thing I did try to load the droid to screen or whatever it was, and for whatever reason I am getting this for my emulator, and it's continually, let's just look at this when it's trying to load. It's just code and it keeps going and it's going and it's going. So I don't know what's going on there. So I'm not going to be able to pull up my emulator or my droid to screen because I think I broke something. But that's okay. So, and lastly, list a few things that could use some more clarification. Obviously, more instructional videos and stuff is good. Always good. More links to videos that show you what everything's doing step by step. I did utilize some of debugging when I was kind of looking at some of this stuff, and I think that helps to see where your code is going, where it's bouncing to. If you try to run the app, you can at least see where things are stopping and where things are going when it accesses your content resolver, what it's doing over here, and then when it actually goes into the content provider, when it's accessing here, you can kind of see what it's doing, which is kind of cool. So I can show you a little bit of the code and kind of what I mean. I actually didn't really use much debugging until today. Well, maybe yesterday a little bit of it, but so basically right now we're sitting in the utilities, my utilities Java, but basically this holds some of the content resolver methods, getting my categories and stuff like that, where my data is actually saved. But you can see it starts at the content resolver where I'm clearing the local database, and then it jumps down to the next. Actually, this is jumping into the content provider where it's just executing the delete statement. It's actually deleting things, and then it's actually going in here to get the data, because it jumps right back into the resolver again on a second method. Just kind of neat. Again, and then this is a constant loop, and it keeps going and going and going. So I'm just going to stop it there. To show you my app this way, because I couldn't get either things to work. But if you can see this, sorry, I dropped a cup. But if you can see my app here, I'll try to shed some light on it. But here it is. It's pulling a list view. It's pretty much the same as last week. There it is, handling the rotation. I can change the category, and I'm just using a light to backlight. But I can change the category. I'll change the category in here. I think it works if I angle it here. And if I rotate it, the data sticks. So nothing changes, everything stays. So I've got that going on. Really, that's about it. Again, this was a tough week. Content providers are not fun, well, at least the first go around. So I'm kind of happy that I was able to get it working as well as the screen rotation and saving the data and stuff. So pretty happy with how it turned out, and hope next week is a little bit lighter and we can get through it. So talk to you later. Thanks, guys.